Hello, YouTube, and welcome to this week's show. And today we're going to be discussing 7 reasons why you should own a home. Reason number 1, the tax benefits. Write-offs on property taxes, mortgage interest, and if it's a rental, then you can take depreciation plus just about every other expense associated with that property. And the U.S. tax code lets you deduct the interest that you pay on that mortgage, as well as those property taxes and some of the other costs involved in purchasing a home, like closing costs, so on and so forth. For instance, let's say your monthly rent is $1,000. That's a straight $1,000 to your landlord, paying his mortgage and nothing to you. Just wait until the next 30 days to pay the same amount. There's no benefit to you. There's no value other than you being able to occupy that space for the next 30 to 31 days. Okay, let's use that same $1,000 rent scenario. And now we're going to take that $1,000 and you're going to use that to pay it down towards a mortgage. So let's say $500 of that $1,000 goes towards the principal and the other $500 goes towards the interest. Now, the $500 that goes towards the interest is going to be fully deductible on your federal, state, and local taxes, depending on which state that you live in, of course. And that additional $500, even though it's going to the bank, it's going to pay down that loan. It's going to get you closer to the mark and building up equity in that property. And the hopes that one day that you'll finish making those payments, hopefully it doesn't take you 30 years to do it, and you'll have that property free and clear, never to have to worry about rent again. Reason number 2, appreciation. Appreciation is the increase in value of a property over time. And historically, real estate has had some long-term stable growth in value. In fact, according to the National Association of Realtors, the median sales price of an existing single-family home has increased on average of 5.2% each year, all the way from 1972 through 2014. And in addition, the last housing crisis has caused some to question the long-term value of real estate. But even in the last decade, which included some very bad years for housing, values are still up 7% cumulatively. Also, the number of U.S. households is expected to rise upwards of 10 to 15% over the next decade, creating a continued high demand for homes. The question is, will you be ready? And number 3, equity. Equity is simply the difference between the market value of a property minus the amount still owed on the mortgage. And that, my friends, is your money, which leads us to the next reason. Number 4, savings, built-in savings, maybe even for retirement. Building equity in your home is a ready-made savings plan. And when you sell, you can generally take up to $250K, that's $500K for married couples, as a capital gain without paying any federal income tax on those earnings. And it doesn't get any better than that. Reason number 5, predictability. And in terms of real estate, with predictability, you know that your monthly housing payments will basically remain consistent. Unlike your rent, which constantly goes up, doesn't usually go down, your fixed rate mortgage payments do not rise over the years. So your housing costs may actually decline the longer you own the home. However, keep in mind things like property taxes, insurance, and utility costs will likely increase during these periods. Number 6, it's going to be freedom. The home is yours. Well, technically, once you finish paying it off, then you can feel free to decorate, to upgrade it to your liking. Also keeping in mind that any restrictions that you may have if you decide to live in an HOA community. And last but not least, the 7th reason why you should own a home. And that's going to be stability. Planting roots in your community. Remaining in one neighborhood for several years allows you and your family time to build long-lasting relationships from within. And it also allows your children the social and educational continuity of remaining in the same neighborhood. They don't have to change schools or friends. Now, we know that there are many, many more reasons why you should own a home. And this list of 7 are the basic reasons. So, knowing what you've learned now, you have to sit back and decide, where do you want to be within the next 1 year, 2, 5, or 10 years in this real estate market. It doesn't wait for anyone. The time is now. Welcome to the Q&A for the inquiring minds and the nosies. And this week we only have one question. And this question is, why is it that one can afford to purchase a condo but not afford the carrying charges? Technically, you can. Based on the computation that the bank uses in affordability calculations for purchasing that home, they factor in things like the mortgage, the condo carrying charges, insurance, taxes, and so on and so forth. Now, I know today's video was rather short, but I wanted to give you time to absorb all of the pertinent information that was given here today. And then next week, we're going to discuss 7 reasons why you should be working with the realtor. So if you will, please remember to like and subscribe. And also, until the next time, may the spirits of peace, prosperity, love, and good health be with you all. Thanks again. I'm Al Butler.